and it's a new Florida law that was designed to increase affordable housing development. Keep that in mind. And among the incentives is a provision that modifies the approval process for new housing developments. Get this, by requiring local governments to relinquish control of their own zoning and their own land use regulations. Pretty hard to believe.
Okay, so this supersedes any kind of zoning
That's
or land
apparently
use.
what this new law does.
Whoa. So building height and all that. So
Right.
cities and municipalities are arguing, however, that the major problem with the new law is that local officials are preempted from weighing in on zoning, density, height restrictions for these new developments.
Yeah, it basically takes away
It's
all
crazy.
that power. So what type of project would qualify as affordable housing? Qualified projects are defined as any residential housing project on commercial, industrial, or mixed-use land that allocates at least 40%, so 40% of the units have to be affordable for residents earning up to 120% of the median income, okay? Now, there's no doubt in Florida, not just Florida, in some parts of the country as well, that there is a lack of affordable housing, but Florida stands out. Florida is just, there's nowhere to go. And there's no doubt that it's now at a crisis level, but think about this for a moment. Think about a piece of land in your community that is commercial, industrial, or mixed-use property that is only a story or two tall, right? 1 or 2 stories tall. Now think about the fact that your local zoning laws require that structure to remain only a story or 2 tall. Now think about taking all those laws, throwing it in the garbage regarding those properties, and allowing a property to be built that's 30 stories tall, right? As long as it allocates a certain percentage for affordable housing. Think about that.
So this also includes like Surfside, which you can only build 12 stories tall.
This would take that, throw it in the garbage, as long as they promise to put a certain number of units for affordable housing,
which is 120% over median.
Yeah. Then what you can do? Throw the local zoning code in the garbage, and you get to build, whatever you want to do.
Sounds like they gave the developers whatever they wanted in order to get this affordable housing. I mean, isn't that exactly what's going on with the 3-story Clevelander Hotel on Ocean Drive on Miami Beach? I mean, the developer promising to buy the Clevelander Hotel, knock it down, put in affordable housing if he's allowed to build a 30-story tower, even though there's a height restriction on Ocean Drive of 3 or 4 stories.
Right. I mean, we're all familiar with Ocean Drive, right? Picture a 30-story tower being built on Ocean Drive, and all your local laws regarding height, density would be preempted by this new, affordable housing as tall as it can be, and that would be the new law of the land. Cities like Doral and Miami, they're already fighting, and no doubt the courts are going to have to weigh in on this one. And
so as long as those fights are in court, they cannot build these buildings.
They're probably not going to get a building permit. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But we will see. But let me tell you how bad the housing crisis has become. I don't know if you saw this, Karen, on Fox the other night, but Fox ran a story about just how bad the housing crisis is in California. This young woman had perhaps a brilliant idea. So she bought a let's say you buy a small building, right? Small building. And in that building, you have a common living room. You have a common kitchen. You have a common dining area. And you also have several bathrooms and several showers, right? Think of that.
It's like a dorm.
Right, very good, like a dorm. Now, I'm going to switch it up on you. Now think of a tic-tac-toe board, right? A tic-tac-toe board on the wall. Okay? And they're not just tic-tac-toe boards. They are places where a bed goes. Okay? So each tic-tac-toe board space gets a bed. And the room is 4 feet tall by about 5 feet long, and it only fits. I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy, but that tic-tac-toe board space only fits that bed. Right? They say it's for a twin bed. Okay, so it fits the twin bed. That's it, and the ceiling is 4 feet high, and everybody gets their own tic-tac-toe board space. That's your room. Okay, and you get to share the other amenities with everybody else. That's the new means of housing in California. Now, they interviewed the woman.
What people are like 3 feet tall in
Correct.
California?
It's 4 feet tall.
I know,
You're right.
but
Right.
I'm giving them some headroom.
Right, exactly. If you can imagine, the American dream used to be, right, at least you would think, to buy that home with the white picket fence. No, in California, you get a tic-tac-toe board space with a bed for you to live in. That's it. That's your home, in effect. And
well, that's what they want. They don't want people to have belongings and stuff.
It's amazing. And guess what? She said she built the first one with 50 units, right? 50 different tic-tac-toe board spaces. She sold out.
Oh my gosh!
She's sold out, and they go from somewhere between, in cities like San Francisco, $1,000 a month for your space.
Well, you could do that,
$1,000.
yeah.
Well, because rents in San Francisco are astronomical. So can you imagine people are now vying to live in a tic-tac-toe board space? That's how terrible the housing crisis has become. So something has to be done. But I think it's almost inhumane to approve. The city council, I don't think, should approve something like that. It seems that we are going down. Our standards are getting lower. This is what we're hoping for, to rent out a tic-tac-toe board space. Used to be, like we said, the white picket fence. No more. That's gone. Now you get to be an X or an O.
Right.
It's just awful. But back to the live local law. I'll ask our listeners: should the state of Florida be allowed to make a law that basically preempts your local zoning code, takes all your height and density restrictions, throws them in the garbage, just so that we can build some more affordable housing? Got to be some give and take along the way, right? Let us know what you think. 877-850-8585. Again, 877-850-8585. Or drop us a question in the chat box on YouTube. We will be back right after this.
There are very large management companies, and there are very small management companies, and I think there are very small management companies, and I think Affinity sits somewhere in the middle of that, where they are big enough to provide you with all of the back of the house services, the accounting, the infrastructure, the support systems, but small enough to be high touch.
We believe at Affinity that we do the 9 to 5 so that you don't have to do that.
Oh no, an unexpected leak. Jay, you know that's no way to solve a roof problem. Call Best Roofing. We solve roof problems.
We are DMI Paving and Seal Coating, Florida's parking lot experts. We specialize in asphalt paving and repair, including pothole repair, seal coating using JC7 or polytar, concrete curbs, ramps, and walkways, and striping and pavement marking, as well as ADA compliance. We service commercial properties, including homeowners associations, apartment communities, shopping malls, warehouses, stadiums and arenas, and more. Experience is worth more than anything in an industry like ours, and our staff has decades of it. We have specialized equipment for any job, regardless of size, saving you time and money. DMI has a reputable history. We have been in business since 1956. We serve the state of Florida from 6 locations. Let us bid on your next parking lot project. Visit us online at dmipavingandsealcoating.com.
Roomkiss Consultants offer the professional expertise to help condominium and cooperative communities provide safe, compliant buildings for their tenants. We have more than 170 Florida licensed engineers and architects who are experienced with local regulations and can assist with Senate Bill 4D compliance. We can help with milestone structural inspections, capital expenditure evaluations, structural integrity reserve studies, and developer transition reports. Focusing on energy, resilience, maintainability, and sustainability, our experts can help with every phase of the building life cycle. For mitigation after a catastrophic event, building restoration, repair and remediation consulting, or Senate Bill 4D inspections, please visit rimkis.com.
Curtis with attorney Eric Glazer, and he does specialize in community association law, condo, HOA law. If you have a question for him, it's free legal advice on a toll-free number, 877-850-8585.
All right, who do we got, VJ? Who's the first caller?
All right, first up, we have Roger in Orlando.
Oh, well, let me go ahead and tell
Orlando,
him.
that was good timing.
Orlando on October 3rd. This guy, Eric Glazer, will be there teaching his seminar and will get you certified to be on a board. Orlando, the Orange County Convention Center, Orlando 3rd.
We will see you there. That's Tuesday morning, and it's 8:30 a.m. And, there's a lot of people that's registered for that class already. And Orlando, of course, is always fun to go to. So we look forward to it. Okay, who do we got? Robert?
No, Roger.
Oh, Roger.
Roger
Same thing.
that.
Okay. How are you, Roger?
Good. I'm doing great. Good morning. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure thing.
I just have two simple questions.
Sure.
I have a reserve question. My reserve company is telling the board that while we have two buildings that are on 2 stories high and 2 buildings that are 3 stories high, that we must do a structural engineering integrity review on all 4 buildings.
Absolutely not.
I think he's wrong.
He is wrong. You need to do a structural integrity reserve study on buildings that, and take Dade and Broward out of the equation, all right? I'm talking about the other counties. You have to do a structural integrity reserve study only on those buildings that are 3 stories or more, right? So the 2-story buildings, no, you don't have to do a structural integrity reserve study on. Now, you also have to, once 2026 comes around, you're going to have to be reserving those items in the structural integrity reserve study going forward. So, 2026, it starts getting expensive, but not for the 2-story buildings, only for the 3-story buildings. That makes sense? So take the 2-story buildings, put them out of the equation, right? And you're going to have to do the structural integrity reserve studies for both of those buildings and fund the reserves, and the building official in your local jurisdiction can come around and require you to do a 30-year, a 40-year, a 50-year inspection. Does that make sense?
Makes absolute sense to me.
Yeah. For your 3-story buildings or more, a lot to do. All right, Roger.
And I have one more question, if I may.
Yeah.
Real short. We earn $45,000 interest in the reserve fund. One of the board members wants to take the tax bill out of the reserve fund because that's where the money was earned. And I'm saying, no, you can't do that because it's not a line item in the reserve.
What do you mean the tax bill?
They pay tax on that income?
No, you should not.
We pay income tax, federal income tax on the interest, and it's $45,000.
No, if you're an association, right, as long as you're using that interest going forward for condo expenses or HOA expenses, no, you shouldn't be paying tax on that. Okay?
Who advised you to do
Yeah,
that?
you should not be paying tax on that. Just use that interest going forward, right, to fund your reserves or to pay for expenses. And no, you're not operating at a profit if you use that money to pay down expenses. Okay? That's something you should talk to an accountant who knows what they're doing. How about Gerstel Rosen, who has offices in Orlando? They're a long-time sponsor of the show. They will also be there on Tuesday. Okay, so you have any questions, I absolutely suggest you show up, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Yeah, and if you have been paying this to the IRS, then
it just doesn't make
you should
sense.
get the money back,
Condos
right?
and HOAs don't write checks for taxes.
But should they get that back?
Perhaps, yes, by doing an amended return, perhaps.
Yeah.
You don't pay taxes as long as you use the money that you're making. And this is a good topic. kind of slow down a little. Condos and HOAs oftentimes think, well, wait a minute, we're operating as a profit if we do this, if we do that. You're never operating as a profit as long as you use the monies that you're earning to allow people to pay less or to use that money to fix things in the condo or whatever it may be. But as long as you're not operating at a profit at the end.
Doesn't that $45,000 belong to the unit owners,
Of course
even
it
though it's
does.
interest?
Sure, there's no problem, and I think it's a
Can
great
they
thing
give
that they're
it to
doing.
the unit owners?
They absolutely, if you distribute it back to the unit owners, sure. But absolutely no reason, and it bothers me that people think that way.
Yeah.
Oh, but we're a nonprofit. But you're still a nonprofit if you take that $45,000 in interest and use it so that everybody pays a little less.
I wonder how many of them are paying tax on that.
Don't know. Who else we got, VJ?
We have Barry in Miami.
Barry is a new caller. How are you, Barry?
You're going to be in Miami at the Hyatt Regency Hotel
Good. How are you?
October 17th.
That's
Hi,
right.
Eric. Hi, Karen.
Barry in Miami, like Karen says, October 17th, Miami at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. You couldn't name a city that I won't be
That's
at in
right.
the next month. It's
You're
going to
a
be
busy
nuts.
man.
How are you, Barry? Barry, you still in India?
Good. I saw tigers today for 2 hours.
We're getting a call from India.
Tigers? Were they like roaming free near you, or
Probably.
Yeah, not. They definitely were not in a zoo. There have been Bengali tigers in India.
Sounds
at an
more
area where
dangerous than a
there are
condo.
Tigers.
Damn,
So
at a
that's
condo
what I
board
did
meeting.
today.
sounds like The Hangover? There's a tiger in the bathroom.
Barry, what's the question?
Okay, so construction defect claims. A lot of times you're not going to find a construction defect in the concrete for many years
Right.
in a condominium.
Yes.
And as you well know, Eric, the law was changed. It used to be you had 15 years to file a claim. Then it was amended down to 10 years. And this year it was amended down to 7 years.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's not a very good law. I don't know what your take on it is.
Of course, Barry. Look, this is the land of developers. Look how we started the show, right? Forget the local zoning code. Build 30 stories tall. Forget requiring. I know you want to build new condos over the last 2-3 decades. Forget requiring people to put money away for a rainy day. Forget requiring the developers to disclose what the actual real budget is of a condo by not requiring reserves. So now what else does the legislature go and do? It lowers the amount of time, as Barry was saying, for the association to file a construction defect claim against the developer. Lowers it yet again. Just, you can do no wrong as a developer here in the state of Florida. We will let you do whatever the hell you want to do, even if it meant failing to require you to put away money for a rainy day that resulted into death of 98 people. Whatever you want. Developers basically ask for it and they get it. Why? Go look who the biggest contributors are of funds to our legislators.
Oh,
Go
gosh.
see who it is. right?
Developers.
And of course, you'll see it all the time. I'm all in favor of development in Florida, but now even if you find construction defects, dangerous construction defects, right? Many years after the property is built, not even many years. Barry,
so
what's
they're
it, 7
not on
years
the hook
now?
for it. Yeah, 7.
Barry, what's it, 7 years now, right? I think we lost Barry.
Yeah, here's the problem, Eric.
Yeah.
Eric, here's the big problem. The sponsor of the bill said 7 years, and he said that was the national average of the statutes around the country. If you look at all the statutes and you look at the average, it's 8.42 years. It's not 7 years. And he overstated the reduction from 10 to 7 years by almost 50%.
Wow.
It really should be 8.5 years, not 7 years, based on what he was trying to do and based on his actual statements at the legislature.
Right. So go figure. A legislature
So-
not being honest, a legislator not being honest about it in order to help a developer.
So if you buy in a new building, you want to move before 7 years is up.
Right. So it used to be, the that you had more time
Yeah.
after turnover. But Barry is saying now, no. Yeah, the total amount of time, no matter what, is 7 years. Knocked down yet again in the state of Florida, just making it more difficult and easier for developers to get away with negligent construction under Chapter 558 of the Florida statutes. That's something we also do all the time. We represent communities after turnover, whether it's be an HOA, whether it be a condo. And I'll tell you, those of you who are on the board at the time of turnover of a community from the developer to your board of directors now, the first board of directors to be unit owner controlled, you have a lot of work to do. That is the most important time to be on a board.
Big time.
Ever. Because
What
you
is-
have a lot of responsibility. You got to check for construction defects, and you got to check to see if the developer funded all the accounts like the developer should have.
So is that 7 years from the turnover? Or
No. Now it's 7 years, period.
So, and then the turnover happens once how many units are bought?
Typically 90%.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So that's a long time.
right. Basically, if things work out, Barry, it may involve a situation where they can turn it over to you, where the clock pretty much is almost ran out. I can certainly
Right.
think of situations that are like that. It's pretty bizarre what can happen, but Barry.
I mean, how long does it take for spalling to happen?
Yeah, right. Well, a couple of years.
Yeah.
Could typically.
Wow.
Hey, Barry, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for the call. Who else we got, VJ?
Go pet a tiger for me.
Well, for the first time in history, we are out of calls.
Oh, let's do this then.
Oh.
Let's take our bottom of the hour break. Taking your calls, keep them coming. 877-850-8585. Again, 877-850-8585 will.
Future of fiber is here. QXC Communications is a fiber network engineering firm based in Boca Raton. We build fiber networks that deliver high-speed internet, Wi-Fi, HDTV, and voice services, primarily to Florida's condominium communities. QXC's AON architecture is the industry's best practice and a game changer for our customers. We run 2 dedicated fibers to each unit. No splitters, no cables. So, every resident gets uninterrupted blazing fast speed and military-grade data security. Our Wi-Fi 6 network deployment powers performance on multiple devices with no dead zones. And the QXC TV app makes everyday programming access a breeze with 3-day rewind and optional cloud DVR. QXC AON Fiber is where the industry is heading. Get connected today.
Is your condominium or HOA in need of accounting services? Look no further. Gerstel, Rosen & Goldenberg is one of South Florida's largest accounting and auditing firms, as recognized by the South Florida Business Journal, and is one of the few accounting firms uniquely specialized to provide accounting services to their growing condominium and homeowner association clientele throughout Florida. With primary offices in Aventura and Boca Raton, satellite offices in Naples and Orlando, and a professional staff of 65, Gerstel, Rosen & Goldenberg is prepared to meet the needs of any condominium or HOA in the state. The professionals at Gerstel, Rosen & Goldenberg also have experience working with timeshares, cooperatives, hotel condominiums, mixed-use buildings, and ancillary operations like restaurants, spas, and country clubs. Put their 25 years experience in your corner. Gerstel, Rosen & Goldenberg, 305-937-0116. That's 305-937-0116 or grgcpa.com.
Someday, you will need insurance. And for that day, you'll be glad you wrote down Insurco Insurance and Financial Services. Why? Because Insurco virtually insures everything. They're a full-line insurance agency that'll put together the best possible coverage and premium for almost anything. Need homeowners or condo insurance? Call Insurco. Need auto or motorcycle insurance? Call Insurco. How about golf cart insurance or trailer and RV insurance? Just call Insurco for a free quote. They're open every day. From renters insurance, officers and directors insurance, and personal liability umbrellas to all types of business insurance, boat insurance, cancer policies, life, health, and annuities. All you need is Insurco. Get a free quote. They service Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. Speak English and Spanish. Insurco Insurance and Financial Services. It's the only name you need. Office at 14401 West Sunrise Boulevard in Sunrise, inside Edmore Chevrolet.
Call 954-846-1206. 954-846-1206. That's 954-846-1206.
All over the world, people have plumbing problems. These problems can be expensive and destructive to fix. Have you ever wondered if there was a way to take care of your plumbing problems without destruction and an outrageous price tag? Welcome to Pipelining Technologies, Inc., where we specialize in fixing your problems without demolition and minimum cutting by means of pipelining. Pipelining is the ability to take a pipe damaged by root intrusion or long-term deterioration and make it new by means of inserting an epoxy-saturated liner into the pipe and allowing it to harden or cure, leaving behind a brand new pipe.
That sounds great. How can I get pipelining in my home, commercial building, or condominium?
Simply fill out our online contact form and a pipelining representative will get in touch with you in a timely fashion, or call us directly at 561-853-5463.
Condo, HOA, co-op related. If you have a question, he will give you free advice right here on the air.
And sometimes it's the right advice.
Sometimes it's hit or miss, but we don't know. 877-850-8585.
All right, who do we got, VJ?
First up, Bobby in Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Bobby.
And you're going to be there in October 10th.
Hey, good morning. I have a question. I'm thinking about buying a townhouse that's a 3-story townhouse, and I was just making sure that the inspection requirements, there's about 6 townhouses to each building.
Okay, so you're in Broward County. Hold on. So you're in Broward County. Regardless of where you are in the state, if it's 3 stories, right, the inspection is going to kick in, right? Regardless of where you. Okay.
Well, it's an HOA.
This is a townhouse. Is it a condominium?
I'm not 100% positive of that. It's a townhouse, but I don't know if it's considered a.
Okay, you need to find out.
Big
so
difference.
let's just review it, and let me tell you, it's very confusing to the community out there, and I get it. Okay, so number one, it has to be a residential condominium. Let's start with that. Okay, has to be a residential condominium. Now, if you live in Broward, when does the inspection rights kick in? In Broward, it could be less than 3 stories. But if the building, I believe, is like 3,000 square feet, okay? If the building is like 3,000 square feet, then the inspection laws kick in. And 3,000 square feet is not a lot when you have a couple of townhomes in one attached building.
Together.
So you are going to be inspected, like have your 30, your 40, your 50-year inspection. If the building, right, is residential condominium, right, and it's at least, let's say, 3,000 square feet. Now, in addition to that, what else do you have to be wary about if it's 3 stories? If it's 3 stories or more, the reserve laws are going to apply to you. So starting in 2026, right, you're going to have to pay fully funded reserves for all those items that are in your structural integrity reserve study. And they are a lot.
Okay.
Electrical, plumbing, building foundation, painting, waterproofing, etc. All those things are going to have to be reserved. Roof every single year going forward.
How old is the townhome? Do you know?
Well, I didn't want to interrupt. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I apologize. I currently live in Broward County. The townhouse is in Palm Beach County.
Okay, so
Boca.
Palm Beach County. So Palm Beach County is a little different. And for what I know now, from what I understand now, so are all the other counties in the state of Florida other than Dade and Broward. In Palm Beach, still, if it kicks in, the inspection laws kick in, if you're a residential condo, 3 stories or more, we don't talk about square feet anymore, we talk about height. Okay? So your building is 3 stories or more, so you're going to have to start doing your structural integrity reserve study. It's got to be done by end of December 31st, 2024. You're going to have to start funding reserves fully for all items in that structural integrity reserve report.
That's for any building, any age?
No, residential.
Right.
Residential condominium, 3 stories or more.
And age doesn't matter?
To fund the reserve account, age does not matter. The inspections kick in on the 30th year.
Yeah.
It's
So how old is this?
complicated stuff.
How old is the townhouse?
It's 2008 or 2009. I'm not
So
sure.
you're good.
So you're good for
You're
a
just
while.
gonna have to worry about the reserves.
Yeah, right, exactly.
If it's a condo.
So you're going to have to
check. Okay.
Exactly. You're going to have to worry about paying a fully funded reserve account now, starting in 2026. Yeah.
And do you think? I mean, don't you anticipate that Palm Beach County is going to follow suit behind Broward and Dade?
No, not necessarily. No, I
have a
don't.
lot
I
of
don't
tall
anticipate that
buildings.
because I certainly haven't heard any news about that, and I think the remaining counties in the state, if they haven't done it by now,
Would've.
I don't think they will do it. I can't see them switching over because the new state system is fine. The problem with people that live in Dade and Broward, and I don't know if it's a problem, is that Dade and Broward is more stringent than the state law. And because Dade and Broward, you don't have to just pass structural, but you have to pass structural and electrical. Okay? Outside of Dade and Broward, you don't have to pass electrical, just structural. I mean, just think, there's all these combinations in your head that you have to know.
Right.
And it's crazy.
And depending on the location, depending
Depending
if
on
it's
the
a condo,
location,
an HOA,
depending upon the height, depending upon whether it's
Square
a condo or not,
footage.
square footage. There's just a lot you need to know. And you really have to sit down, tell me the facts, and really work through this puzzle. Okay?
So now, what if the townhouse is an HOA, not a condo?
Then all bets are off. You're off the hook. It's
Don't worry
residential
about it.
condominiums. Okay?
Okay, so I don't have to worry about anything if it's an HOA.
If it's an HOA, you're in good shape.
Thank you so
Okay?
much for that clarification because it's very confusing.
You be well. Take care. Who else we got?
We have Donata in
Donata.
Miami.
Hey, Donata. Good morning.
By the way, I just wanted to finish before you start, Donata. Eric's going to be teaching his course at the in Broward at the Signature Grand on October 10th. If you want to get certified, are there still openings
there's so
there?
many people registered for that class already.
Okay.
It's going to be great.
That's a big one.
That's a big one. The Signature Grand is always a huge event.
What time are you doing that one?
That's all 8:30 in the morning.
8:30
in the morning, all at the L&L seminars, and they're packed like always. And let me tell you, this is the year that everybody's coming out to learn these new laws.
Because of what we're just talking about.
I don't even know what I said. Right? Donata, how are you?
And you're an expert.
Hi, I'm fine. Eric, are you having these courses on Zoom?
No, these are live in person.
Yeah, I can't attend the personal one. The other one that I tried to attend Zoom, I don't know what happened. I couldn't answer. But anyway, see what I mean when I tell you that you should have on Cyber Citizens for Justice accountants. See, look what people are doing, paying taxes on.
Yes, right. They don't understand. Yeah.
Association.
Yes. It's a shame. This is why you need education, Donata.
And that's your money.
Right, and I'm not saying
for sure. Hey, I listened to all your shows
Thank
for
you.
the last 3 weeks. I couldn't get on.
Thank you. I know. I'm getting a lot of complaints. I'm getting a lot of complaints that people can't get on, but it is what it is.
So the law is that they have. See, here in this association, nobody has any board meetings. They do it all between themselves, right?
Right.
In 20 years, if there were 3, it's a lot.
Really?
So I requested to see the emails. They are saying they responded to me that they won't show me the emails because they don't conduct business with emails. They don't have emails
to show you.
Business emails or waterfront emails. Only personal emails.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, this is going to happen. And I always thought, that this would be the case. That yes, technically, emails now between board members regarding association stuff is discoverable, is considered an official record of the association. But, okay, a unit owner asks for them, and the board writes back, we don't communicate by email. how do you basically prove otherwise?
Well,
right?
but they're not having any meetings. They're just doing all
Well,
their stuff
that's
behind closed
that's
doors.
a separate problem in and
That
of
seems
itself,
swampy.
right? You certainly can't make decisions without having a meeting. We know that.
Well,
But
maybe they are meeting and they're just not telling him about it.
That's true, but all you got to do is find one email out there if you can. Have a friend maybe write an innocuous email.
Maybe they're on
right?
WhatsApp.
And maybe that could be, but get one email from your an innocuous email where you can just see.
I
Oh,
already
yes,
have
they do.
one. I already have several. So do I file a complaint with DVPR now?
Oh yeah, and they should get back to you by Wednesday. Okay? Yeah, 2029. Okay? Yeah, they'll be right back with you. Okay? Donata, what can I tell you? I always knew that was going to be the case. We don't do business by email, and you're going to have to prove otherwise. Good luck to you on that one. Sorry, Donata, but we got to keep the phones moving. Who else we got?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Donata.
We have Sam in Pinellas County.
Oh, Tampa. So you're going to be in October 25th at the Tampa Bay Convention Center, 8:30 in the morning.
I love going to Tampa. You know the irony?
I know you do.
You know the irony?
What?
I now teach in the same room that I took the bar exam in 32 years ago.
Oh,
love it.
full circle.
Love it. I love
Full
going to
circle.
Tampa. Yeah. But so far, can the viewers call in from a place that I'm not going to be at in October? Unbelievable. It's going to be a busy month, and I really look forward to seeing everybody. Who do we got?
We have Sam.
All right, Sam.
Good morning, Eric.
Good morning.
And welcome to Tampa Bay next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Thank you so
I have a
much.
question in regards to our annual meeting. They're combining the reserves, and we got an email, and it was brought up about insurance premiums, that it's going to be on a line item, but there's going to be a difference, and we will have a special assessment next year because our premium is due in April.
Okay.
My concern, this is the second time this has happened where our premiums have gone up. It's like they kicked the can down the road. Why don't they include what is going to be expected? We know it's going to be increased.
Well,
that's question one.
Yeah.
And the second one is on the annual meeting regarding reserves. Is there not, if I recall, state statute, there's 3 questions owners need to vote on regarding, say, the audit or having reserves or an emergency. The board has the approval to use funds.
Very good on all
That
those
is my
things.
question.
Okay, so on all of those things, you need unit owner approval, right? To waive the funding of reserves, you need unit owner approval. To change the type of year-end financial report, if you want to do a lesser year-end report than what's required by law, you have to get approval of the owners. That's right. Now, you also ask, why isn't the insurance premiums included, or why aren't they increasing it, coming up with a larger amount in the actual budget for next year? And the answer to that question is because no one has a freaking idea at this point what the insurance premium is going to be. I mean,
But they shouldn't be waiving reserves at this point in the game.
No, but you're still allowed to do it by law, for now. Right?
Bad idea.
But you can do it for the next 2. By the way, I'll get back to your question, but most associations have already started implementing the full reserves. Yeah, just to get ahead on it. But the bottom line is insurance. People don't know. People really don't know. People that are on the board, they have no idea how much it's going to cost because some buildings really get lucky. Like people come in here and say, "Yeah, it only went up a little bit," and then other people will come in that live in like a high-rise structure, and they'll say it went from like $1 million to $3 million in 1 year.
Whoa!
Like what the hell do we do? And so,
that's
it's a guessing game. Any number that the board would put in the budget. I'm sorry, say it again.
Should it not, the budget be at least the previous premium?
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Oh, they have nothing in there for the insurance?
I understand your question now. So there was nothing allocated for insurance, and they were going to do it by special assessment. That is wrong, and that is illegal because at least of that particular cost coming forward. You know that insurance is going to be a cost going forward. So you have to put that cost in. If you don't know what it is, then at least put last year's amount. And if you fall short, right, you can always, special assess for that. But yes,
Right.
In the budget are things you're definitely going to have to pay for, one of which is insurance. So of course it should be in the budget. Special assessments are only used for those
An
things
emergency.
that, like, whoa, we didn't expect that, and that's not in our budget. That's what a special assessment is for. Wow, we didn't expect that. That's why it's not in our budget. So we have to pass
I
a
guess they
special
can
assessment.
say that about insurance, though. Wow,
They-
we didn't
yeah,
expect
we didn't-
that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
So-
man, a lot of associations are saying it. But
It won't
Well, I
work.
had felt
at least
that
use
once they
last
knew
year's
the insurance
costs.
going up.
Yeah.
I'm 100% in agreement with you.
I guess they can special assess for the part that they didn't expect
Yeah.
if it's over what it was last year.
Hey, we're real late for our final break of
And
the
we're
hour.
stacked up, so
and
keep
we are
trying.
staying. Hey, thanks for the call. Taking your calls, 877-850-85.
Looking old, worn out, and in need of a fresh look? Then you need PD Painting to paint your property and make it look like new again. PD Painting will first properly prepare your home and condo and then use only the highest quality paint products. After many years in the painting industry, PD Painting has achieved a reputation for always delivering a reliable and professional finish. PD Painting is fully licensed and insured and offers a 7 to 10 year warranty. Their technicians are expert craftsmen. Let PD Painting handle all the details and then sit back and watch them restore your property and bring back that brand new look and feel. Need a service call? PD Painting will be there on the spot. Need financing? PD Painting can offer that too. Call PD Painting at 888-416-3204. Again, that's 888-416-3204. Go to the website pdpaintinginc.com. Need painting done in your home and community? Contact the experts at PD Painting.
This message is for anyone who has taken on the important responsibility of becoming an officer or director in a homeowner or condominium association. It is also for the management companies who work closely with these caring people to make sure things are done the right way. Hello, I'm Gil Pomar, South Florida Regional President for Center State Bank, now the second largest bank based in Florida. Our bank, Center State Bank, has an amazing team of professionals who are exclusively dedicated to the homeowner and condo association market. Your job is not easy. There are repairs and new projects that need financing. There are legal and social issues that need to be understood. There are also technology and servicing issues that your residents want to be improved. Why not choose a bank that knows this business backward and forward? Why not have a local banker who will meet with you face to face whenever it is convenient for you or your board? Center State Bank has over 2,000 associations as customers for a reason. Please give us a chance to earn your business. Call Terry Russo at 954-633-1666 to make it happen. Center State Bank is an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC.
Need an insurance evaluation, audit, or quotation for your condo association or homeowners association? If so, then you need to speak with our insurance experts at Mack Waltz. We insure over 800 associations, and we are the clear leader in this marketplace. Mack Waltz has been in business since 1989. We write insurance on billions of dollars of property values. We are an independent insurance agency representing insurance companies which specialize in condo and HOA insurance. The staff at Mack Waltz works closely with board members and property managers and regularly attends association meetings to help educate the association about their insurance policies. To learn more about how Mack Waltz can save you money and improve your insurance program, call now 954-640-6225 and ask for Greg Waltz. 954-640-6225. Mack Waltz Insurance Group. Let us protect your association. Back to the final segment of Condo Craze and HOAs here on 850 WFTL. We are completely stacked on the phone, so if you're trying to get in, we'll try to answer these questions quickly so that you can maybe get a call in by the top of the hour. 877-850-8585. Eric is board certified in community association law, condos, HOAs, and there's a lot going on with those right now.
Oh, there sure is. VJ, who do we got?
We have Martha in Panama City Beach.
Oh, lovely. Are you going to be up there? We have Bradenton.
Bradenton, that's about as close as Bradenton and Tampa is the closest we
October
get to
24th,
Panama.
Bradenton at the Bradenton Convention Center, and then in the Palm Beach Convention Center, October 19th. But Panama City Beach, do you go up to the Panhandle?
Yeah, well,
You've done that
we've had
before.
cases in that region of the state many times. All right, who do we got? What's the name?
Martha.
Martha. How are you, Martha?
Martha. Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
Are you? I moved into an HOA that was built around a golf course. In the meantime, the golf course has been shut down, and a new housing area is being put in where the golf course was. There's a stormwater management area in between us and where the new development's going to be. But the area right in my backyard, which has been maintained for the last 25 years as my yard, belonged to the former golf course. They're telling us that we can't buy that land. We have to wait until the new HOA is formed. And I'm just wondering if that's true.
There's no way I can answer a question like that without knowing much more about what's going on. I'd have to read your docs. I'd have to find out what's going on with the golf course. So certain questions we can answer.
Does that happen where these golf courses get turned into more housing?
You know what? You remember Jan from Cyber
Yeah.
Citizens for Justice? He doesn't call them golf courses. You know what he calls them? Golf curses.
They are.
People who buy land next to golf courses.
Yeah.
This is sometimes, or I guess Jan would say oftentimes, what happens.
So your HOA dues are still paying for the golf course that's being built into homes?
No, each individual homeowner pays for it.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
Like I pay, my gardener cuts the property that belongs to the developer.
Right,
Our
but
area,
hold
my
on.
next
But
door
apparently
neighbor-
you don't live in an HOA at the moment, right?
I do.
Oh,
I
it is
do.
an HOA.
Yeah, it's an
Okay,
HOA.
it is an HOA.
On a golf course, so I'm just
On
wondering
a
if she's
golf
paying for
course.
the golf course, even though it's being made into houses.
And you know, a lot of times you got to read your documents
And they
before
won't let her buy
moving
the
in.
land.
Yeah. And by the way, you know what? A lot of the blame goes, believe it or not, Tiger Woods. As crazy as that sounds, right? When Tiger Woods was hot, no, it's a true story.
Oh, yeah.
When Tiger Woods was hot, when Tiger Woods was dominating golf communities were hot. The game of golf in and of itself was a fantastic thing to play. It had a lot of popularity.
His son Charlie's 15. Get ready,
Real-
because his dad's his caddy.
And golf, these types of communities with golf courses, they were selling. True story. Tiger Woods is not hot. Golf dropped dramatically when it, and because of that, these golf course communities going under, many of them, and the golf courses being sold out. And she's lucky, you know. It's probably not big buildings are being built right behind her backyard.
Right, but houses.
in some communities where you previously lived on a golf course, guess what can be built behind you? Now we're talking about communities, big, tall communities.
The value of her home goes down.
Probably. Exactly. Who do we got, VJ?
We have John in Dania Beach.
Hey, John, how are you?
Hey, good morning, Eric. Good morning, Karen.
Hey.
Let me be real quick because I know we're running out of time here. And I want you to know two quick questions. And before I start, I want you to know I'm bowing before my radio at the waist. Thank you for the guidance and the recall.
Thank you. Thank you, John.
Okay, quickly, the emails, we can now, the emails are subject to discovery. Is that in an HOA and a condo?
They're now, there's a declaratory statement from the DBPR that says, yes, those emails that are related to association business are now considered, in quotes, official records, okay, official records of the community. Therefore, since they are official records, you can make a request for it and get to see them within 10 days.
Okay, fantastic. Second question, quickly, just a little explanation. Our villa homes, they're all connected. There's about 4 to 6 in one building. The two middle buildings, in the backyard, there was a tree placed by the developer 26 years ago. A large tree. It's got about a 25-foot canopy on it. A few years, and it's sitting behind slightly behind one homeowner's property. So a few years, the adjoining property built without any permission, a vote, a permit, anything, had concrete poured and put up a 6 foot and a half foot wood fence which is not allowed under our rules to begin with. Okay, so that tree continued to grow, and now it's shedding leaves onto this patio that was put in without any permission by the adjoining
Property owner, right?
So the Jersey Shore president of ours, who was recalled, if he didn't like you, things were done against you, and if he liked you, he got things done for you.
Imagine that.
So what he did is he got involved, and so the lady who has the patio where the leaves are dropping and she's claiming it's messing up her property, she went to the adjoining property and said, you need to take that tree out. And she's saying, I didn't put the tree there, I'm not taking it out. So the Saturday before the Jersey Shore president was recalled, on that Monday, late in the afternoon, he brought in a tree removal company, had the tree and the stump removed. And then somebody called the city of Danny Beach, which I think was him, and put in a complaint. Not knowing any better, zoning came out, the code enforcement person came out and cited the lady whose property the tree was behind, who never had it taken out, never wanted it to be taken out, never asked for it to be taken out, and said, by the way, you did this without a permit. You need to get a permit, or we're going to put a lien on your property.
Oh my gosh!
I say that homeowner has a great cause of action against that former president. Would you agree?
Yes, absolutely, potentially. Unless, why not just tell the city it wasn't me? I mean, it wasn't me.
That, and the code enforcement officer who did it, I actually spoke to him, and he kind of pushed it up and said, talk to zoning. So he didn't want to bother with it, basically. But irregardless, that president, the 2 days before he got recalled, should. By the way, it wasn't voted on. It wasn't an agenda.
John, we got to go fast. But the bottom line is, if that president called, pretending to be the other landowner, and saying that they want the tree removed, and that's the reason why she got in trouble, I can understand it. But I need to know, what does the city know?
What do you have to do? Put it back?
How do you put a tree back like that? You can't do that. But no, removing a tree is serious.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah. So, John, I'd have to know more in order to give you an intelligent answer to that question. All right? So give us a call in the office, 954-983-1112, 954-983-1112. Quickly, maybe room for one or more. Who do we got, VJ?
We have John in Deerfield.
Hey, John, real quick.
Hey, Eric. Does the Florida State Constitution limit the legislature's ability to usurp the authority of local building departments and codes regarding the affordable housing question or monologue that you started the show with?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that question.
Live local law.
Right, but I will tell you that Robert, our producer, said the same exact thing before we went on the air. It's probably unconstitutional. I would think it's unconstitutional as well. How can you just totally take away the ability of people to have any laws in their local community?
They're trying to take it away from local governments,
Right.
power away from local governments. It's what's going on.
Right, and I think I guess both of us were thinking probably a real good chance that this is an unconstitutional law, but I don't know the exact answer to your question. Okay, great question, though. VJ, maybe one more, real quick?
Living in boxes is what they do in China. I think you know that.
Living in boxes is what they do in China?
Oh, well, there you go.
Wow, that's incredible. That
exactly.
I didn't know. Well, how many people they got?
It's 3 billion.
You know what? I think India surpassed them, believe it or not.
really?
India is now the #1 most popular place on Earth.
Well, you don't have to worry
populated place on Earth.
If you live in a box, it's not a lot of cleaning.
Well, there you go. Now I'm not moving to China or India. You screwed up my
or
plans.
San Francisco.
30 seconds.
All right, 30 seconds. I got that.
Great show.
Whispered me. Thank you so much, buddy. All right, hey, thanks
You
for
wanna come
tuning
over to my box?
Thanks for tuning into another week of Condo Craze and HOAs. If you need legal help off the air, give us a call, 954-983-1112. Again, 954-983-1112. We'll see you and speak to you again next Sunday on Condo Craze and HOAs. Everybody have a wonderful, healthy, safe